So by now, most of you should know, my name is Yusef Scott, and I want to welcome you to the So Darn Easy Forex University. Alright, so most of you know, my name is Yusef Scott, also considered the Forex GOAT online. I'm the founder of the So Darn Easy Forex University, formerly known as the So Darn Easy Forex Movement. Very glad to have you guys here watching my video. I've realized you guys could be on someone else's YouTube channel watching their Forex content, but you are here watching my content, and it's for a reason. So I'm going to make sure that since you're here watching my content, that you're not leaving off the channel feeling lost and confused. If you leave off the channel because you know what? He filled me up. I feel good now. I've taken in some good content. I feel confident now. Now let me apply it to the market when the market's open tomorrow. Ooh, come on now. So as I always tell you guys also, if you're not yet following us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, get there, okay? Follow us over there. I'm telling you, you're gonna find great benefit of following us over there, okay? Now, in this video, I want to talk about a topic that I had mentioned in one of my previous videos from today. There's one thing that changed my life. Outside of my epiphany that I had, there's one thing that, well, actually two things, but I'll explain. You'll comprehend what it is. But there's one thing that changed my life in Forex. Okay? Let me break this down for you all. Excuse me. So when I first got started in Forex, you guys know the story. I was green, totally green. I had put like $515 or $30 in it. One of the two. It was a little over $500 I put inside of my account. What was I thinking? I don't know. But I'm glad I did it really for the lesson. Okay? So I put this money inside of my account, and within like 30 to 45 minutes, I had that account up to nearly $1,800, like 17 and some change. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So I remember having that money inside of, I remember growing that money. I remember, it's funny, but I may have said this before, but I remember taking my laptop, running to my girl at the time and showing her, and I was just like, man, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy what I can do. Like, this is amazing. So what's funny is that the next 30 to 45 minutes, probably 30 minutes, it was hurtful, because the next 30 minutes I lost all that I had just recently profited. Okay, I mean, I was up like $1,200, and I'm talking about, I've never even thought of making that kind of money in that short of a time frame, so that was like, whoa, like, what? Are you serious? But it was true. I made like $1,200, and like I said, my account was up to like 17 and some change, no more than 1,800. And within the next 30 minutes, probably something like that, I lost to 1,200. By the next morning, my account was gone. The 500 some dollars that I had deposited, that I put into the account, that was gone too. I was left with some short stuff. So I remember that night watching the trades, because what had happened was I saw a candle going up, so I popped in the trade, watching the trades run up, and then I was in the money. Okay, so when I made the 1,200, I don't know if the market was going up or down, but I was trading just the candle, and I was, the market would go up, and so I made this money, and then I said, well, shoot, I closed the trades out, and I should have just bailed out. Just like if you go, they say when you go pour the slots, when you go gambling, and you make this money, you should just get up, take the money, and leave. Because if you try to play the same money, chances are you're going to lose it. So my butt, I stayed inside. I opened up more trades because euphoria kicked in, and I started thinking that, oh man, I did this. You know, if I did this in like 30 to 45 minutes, shoot, in the next hour or so, I could be at a couple $1,000s. Well, it didn't turn out that way because I didn't know how to trade. I didn't know how to trade. I must have gotten in on a good momentum of something, and it worked out well. But when the market started to recede, when it started to pull back, and it started to do its normal thing, I started putting in trades in the opposite direction, and then the market go down, and I said, oh man, now it's not going down. Let me put some trades in a buy, and then the market go up, and then I put trades in a sell. So by the time I was all said and done, I had trades everywhere in the market, and I kept increasing the volume to chase the previous loss. Meaning, if I was trading the market up, for instance, at 50 cents, and I see that, okay, the market is that particular trade is in a negative, then when the market started to recede, started to come down, I traded now at 70 cents to make that money up, thinking, oh, I'll eventually get that into profit and I'll just make the money back up. But then it kept going back and forth, up and down. So I was increasing my volume every which way until, while I'm doing that, thinking I'm getting ahead, what I'm doing is I'm limiting my strength in the market. Eventually, one side is going to be heavier than the other, and that's what got me, because I was too buy heavy or sell heavy, and the market went in the direction that I was heavy in, and I got wiped out. So, because I'll say with that, as you see, I had no idea what I was really doing in the market. I didn't have a strategy. I obviously didn't know money management. I didn't have a strategy at all. I was just doing whatever, going crazy out there. So, some time had went on. Of course, I had made a number of losses in the market. I had my epiphany, and the market was shown to me in a dream. I remember running to my computer and seeing if I could remember what it was that was shown to me in my dream. And what it was that I remembered in the dream was actually real right in front of me. Spooky as it is. I mean, when I tell this story, I get chill bumps, because it's crazy how this can come to me like this. I don't know why, but you know what? I comprehended what was being told. I didn't ignore it. So going forward, I'm glad that it happened this way. I'm glad that I put the $500 some in. I'm glad that I lost that money. I'm glad that I was able to see that with no knowledge, I was able to triple my account. Because with a mustard seed of knowledge, ooh, come on now. Do you know what you can do with just a mustard seed of knowledge now? If I'm able to triple my account with no knowledge, with a mustard seed of knowledge, I could do some damage. Maybe I would get to that couple $1,000s, like I said. So now with the discipline, now with the patience, now with the experience, now with the money, come on now, all these things factored in, and knowing how to read the market, seeing the market like I see it, being confident. Oh man, I'm telling you, it is crazy. So that's why I tell you guys, I don't trade everything. I see a lot, but I don't trade everything. All right? When I see things in the market, I use it like I told you in the previous video and on social media. I use certain times when I see something in the market, I use it as confidence, as a confidence builder. I tuck it away as a confidence builder. You know what? I think the CAD JPY, I think it's going up. I'm not saying that's what the market is doing in CAD JPY. I know some people will go and look and see, oh yeah, see this, it's going up. I just threw that out there. Please don't take me for being, I just threw it out there. Just an example. So, that's just how it is. So let me get into exactly why I'm making this video, okay? So that one thing that that seriously changed my life is, and let me explain this so you guys can get it. I want you guys to get the full brunt of what I'm working up to. So, because I didn't have a strategy, I didn't know how to trade. I didn't really know much about trading Forex. I didn't know much. Okay, I was using thousands of indicators. I was using crazy indicators. The ones that painted arrows, so you guys think, oh, it's going up, let me jump in the market. I was using arrows, I was using Bollinger Bands, I was using all types of stuff. RSI, to name a few. Yeah, I was using a number of indicators. Some people, they still echo around online and stuff. So I use all of them. And to me, they all just restated what the last one said. But they all lag. So that's the crazy part. So it's like, where am I getting? I'm getting nowhere real fast, okay? As one of the expressions that I use in training. So I'm getting nowhere real fast with all the indicators. And so one thing that I remember, and this is the one thing that I shied away from, I was very intimidated of support and resistance. Extremely intimidated of support and resistance. In fact, when I thought I mustered up, the courage to actually put them on my chart, I backed off. I would back off, because to me, with my little experience, to me the market was haywire, doing everything every way. So there were levels everywhere in the market. All right. So I shied away from using, plotting on my support and resistance. I did. I shied away from it. And it wasn't until I forced myself. That's when I got it. That's when I figured out how to use them, because I didn't know how to use them. So I forced myself to learn. And when I forced myself to learn, I'm so thankful that I did that. Because now there's nothing that intimidates me about the Forex market. One thing that I tell my students is this, and I know that many of you live by and swear by Fibonacci. You guys do. It's totally fine. That's your thing, to each his own. But I'm going to tell you my thinking. And my thinking is this. Okay? And just like I was telling Lindsay that night, I want to see the market through my eyes. I want to be able to see the market through my eyes. I want to be able to comprehend the market, through, my experiences in the market. These indicators are created by man. Fibonacci, all these indicators are created by man. They're calculated, they're mathematically calculated and all this stuff. You guys know whatever formula they use to create it. I just don't believe in using Fibonacci. I don't. All Fibonacci is, like you guys know, it's just support and resistance. But I have a problem with using Fibonacci. I know about Fibonacci. Like I told you, I've been around indicators. I've never used Fibonacci for trading, but I'm very familiar with Fibonacci. I happen to believe that I don't need Fibonacci to show me where support and resistance is. I can create that myself. All right? And once you rely on your levels, that's when you're going to change the game for yourself. It's your level. Rely on your level. It's yours. See it for yourself. Okay? Now, it's not all about levels. It's a whole lot more to it. Okay? It's a whole lot more to it. But just know that Fibonacci, to me, it does me no good. Because I can put my own levels on. You see, I don't want, and don't take any offense to this, but I want to trade Forex and I want to plot my levels on myself. I don't want to take the easy way out. I want to put my levels on myself. I don't want to just say, oh, let me just move this from here to there or up from here to there and okay, boom, I'm done. I mean, no, sometimes we need to take pride in what we do. It's a part of the craft. This is why I can confidently say that, I will always be successful in a Forex market because I take pride in what it is I do. And this is not to say that, oh, if you use Fibonacci, you're not going to be successful. Oh, if you use Fibonacci, you're not taking pride in it. That's not what I'm saying. Remember, this is my opinion. This is my perspective based on my experience. I'm not an indicator guy. So, and I'm definitely not a Fibonacci guy. So, I'm going to plot on my level because that's what I see in the market. So guess what? If you don't see where I'm coming from, you won't even see my level. That's the bottom line. Some people watch all my videos and the material go right over their head. I can tell you what it is because of my wordplay, because of how creative I am, and because of everything is done by design. I'm making this video by design. I already know what I'm going to say. Because of that, I'm clever enough to know that guess what? It's gonna go over their head. I know what not to say. Know this. I can't say everything because I have students who pay for wisdom and knowledge. So I can't just, so I have to be very creative and clever and I gotta be, speaking code sometimes, give you a little bit over here, a little bit over there, but this is just who I am. But things can go right over your head because you're not paying attention. I can give you the game and you won't even see it when I give it to you. Like they say, man, if that was a snake, it would have bit you. Sitting right in front of you. That's the way I feel about the Forex market. These markets the answer is sitting right in front of you. In plain sight. But people are caught up on what other people said is more important and you're losing. So, relating that to Fibonacci, everyone craves and rants on about Fibonacci because it's one step closer to, oh, it's all you have to do is this. It's done for you. But one thing for certain is, just as the floor is support and your ceiling is resistance, know this. They can always be broken. So if your Fibonacci level, if you don't know how to trade and you're using Fibonacci, even if you're using support and resistance and you don't know how to trade, you're still going to lose. Because it's not all about that. It's not all about Fibonacci or support and resistance. It isn't. And this is why I teach people, give them a total training or a total trading experience. But I'm not going to waste your time with stuff that you don't need to. I will never have a class on Fibonacci. The thousands of people who've come through my training course over the years, not one can tell you that I have a single video on Fibonacci. No one. I do not use Fibonacci for a reason. I don't need it, but I can surely teach you how to do away with Fibonacci, how you can see the market like I see it, start to trust your own eyes. Once you start trusting your own eyes, game over. Some people don't trust themselves enough to say, all right, I'm confident in what I'm doing. I'm gonna put my level here and I'm done. Some people are not confident in just saying that, okay, you know, just anything, just having patience, just trusting that you can grow your money. You can take 500 and make it 1,000. People are not confident. So my job is to help people, show people how they can become more confident in the market. And this is all through, all through using common sense, practical knowledge, wisdom, comprehension, breaking things down in a way so you can see things from my perspective. If that's what you want, if you want to trade the market like I trade it, you have to follow what it is that I tell you. Because I'm going to do the same thing that I'm telling you. I may tweak things a little bit. If you're a student, you know what I'm talking about, because it makes sense. But if you're outside, when I say I may tweak it a little bit, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But I may tweak it a little bit. You know, if you're a student and maybe you don't know what I'm talking about, ask me about this when we get in training on Monday and I'll tell you. But it's been echoed a number of times. But just me being real, letting you guys know, you know, just letting you guys know. But listen. I don't want to make this video any longer. Just know that support and resistance, I shied away from it. It changed my life. All right. So you guys have nothing short of a fantastic day. Know that if you're in need of Forex training, I'm here. I'm Yusef Scott. They consider me. They call me the Forex GOAT for a reason. How about you? Listen, you guys, if Clint can do it, so can you. All right? Think about that. I'm Yusef Scott, also known as the Forex GOAT. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.